Okay, so we've been talking about raising Black children abroad
Mhm.
for about 4 weeks now. This will make it the fourth week. So today is the final episode, and it's been really insightful, I would say, especially for those of us that are Black and are raising Black children abroad. And today is going to be the last episode, and we'll be discussing supporting the mental and emotional well-being of Black children. And today with me is Dr. Yetunde Olaniyi. It's so nice to see you, so nice to meet you. I'd like you to please introduce yourself before we continue in this discussion. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Yetunde Olaniyi. I'm a medical doctor. I'm in my final stage of training to become a GP. So I work in the UK primary care, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing. I am very passionate about children. I'm very
Mhm.
passionate about I would say education, well-being of children. I'm so I have a lot on my plate currently. However, I'm trying to, um incorporate creating a community for Black
Mhm.
children
Great.
in my area. So I live in a socially deprived area. I work in a socially deprived area as well. And there's a high rate of crime and abnormal or inappropriate behavior. And
Mhm.
sadly, a lot of Black children are also involved. So I'm trying to um, create a community for Black children, like young children,
Mhm.
where, they have access to um, mentors, adults that can guide them apart from their parents. So
Mhm.
there's like a lot of burden is dropped out on the parents. So yeah, I'm trying to attend some courses. So by God's grace, I hope that it comes into
Yeah, it will all turn out well.
make sense
Can I
eventually.
yeah, can I ask what age range you work with?
So, for now, I work with between 5 and 10 years. I
Great.
already like have some classes with them, basically religious for now. We're trying to, I'm trying to reach out to people that are interested in mentoring and things to add on board because my children are around that age group.
Mhm.
And like I'm more experienced with
Yeah.
dealing with that age group. So it's between 5 and 10 years.
Great. It's nice. I mean, I like the point where you mentioned that your own children are in that age range. It makes it more practical. There's the theory and then there's also the practical aspect of it. And
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times you see people make comments on social media and you just sit down as a parent and you're looking at
Mhm.
them like, when you reach that level, we'll
Yeah.
see how you're gonna cross it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's really great to know that. I want us to begin already, and I'll be starting with um just knowing your thoughts, knowing your view. It's not supposed to be like a question and answer thing. It's
Mm.
just some sort of discussion where other people who are on the call too, when they have questions, they can always maybe I like to make it after our own discussions,
Mm.
so that everybody picks up what they may feel like it's a question or it's a contribution, and then we can all just wrap up with that. I hope
Okay.
it's okay with you.
That's absolutely fine.
Perfect. So we'll be starting with the subsegment that's about practicing parenting flexibility.
Mm.
And in this part, let's say that I'm keen to know how Black parents can strike a healthy balance between embracing Western values and our own cultural heritage. Like, how do we know, okay, this is where my cultural belief or my cultural practice comes into the picture, or saying that, oh, okay, I think we can do the Western way. How do we strike the balance? Where do we know what to do to follow this route or to follow the other route?
Okay. So I would say um balance is key in everything. Balance
Mhm.
is key. And as much as sometimes we think, oh, our own cultural way of raising children is the right way. I also agree, but obviously there's some things that we need to put aside, we need to unlearn, we need to stop doing if we are going to achieve raising optimum children in
Mhm.
diaspora. So, but like I said, balance is key. So
Yeah.
there's sometimes that you see children, again, children are different. We should put this in mind. Take, for example, my first child. I'm more African in dealing with my first child.
Hmm.
He understands, like, if I give him face, like eyes, he understands. He knows that. My second child is different. If you give him eyes, he's going to tell you what's wrong with your eyes, mommy. So we need to first understand the child before we then know what approach to, take in raising them. So for in Nigeria, I would say we were raised to be firm, we were raised to be resilient, and that's something that I believe we have to actually continue in this place if we want to raise children. That resilience is very important. The Western world, they are more friendly with their children. They are like, they want the children to be opinionated. They want the children to be bold, and which is beautiful, fine. But as you are doing that, make sure you're firm. I'm their friend, but I'm also firm. I will let you know I can be your friend, but if you misbehave, I'm a tiger mom. So you need to be firm. It's not, they need to know that actions have consequences. That's the way we were raised in Nigeria. Actions have consequences. You cannot do something and expect me not to, react. I'm not that kind of mom. It's not the way your teachers will raise you that I will raise you. Obviously, if we stick to that Western way of raising children, then I wouldn't agree to that. Like, I wouldn't think that's the best way to raise children, because what happens is you raise a child that is not resilient, that cannot face the challenges of life. Life is competitive. Life, it can be difficult. We all agree at one point or the other. So you need to put the African culture of resilience and be firm with them. No, let them know, create boundaries. You cannot behave like this. This is our values in the family. These are the values we follow. Let them know those things. If you are religious, let them follow if you're Christian, teach them. If you're Muslim, teach them. And in that same way, tone down the beatings, no beating, no, create other punishment and things like that. Be their friend. Let them be able to speak up. And I feel this is the way to go, like balancing it. That's what I have to say.
Yeah. I remember that there was one time I was also thinking, thank you so much for your response. I was thinking at a point of my life that, okay, as Black parents, we are advised more often to do away with beating, to embrace communication. As much as those things work, there are times when if you don't shout, they will not listen to you. And then a lot of times after I shout, I would try to think about it and feel like, okay, should I have done it in a different way? Would it have been better? Then I remind myself that, but I was telling her in a very calm tone. Why didn't she listen to me when I kept saying it in a very calm, I have a daughter. So I feel like, why didn't she listen to me when I was saying it in a very calm tone? Why did she wait until I got to the point where I became really loud about it? And there's a school of thought that also says that your child also already knows that you would always get to that limit. And they wait until you get to that point before they then act. Should we say that they are already used to it? I mean, like, do they do that because they're already used to this is the way mommy works. When she says it the first time, she'll be very calm. Then she says it second time, third time, you just wait. Don't even make any move until she says it the seventh time, when she's all shouting and fiery and all of that. So this set of people believe that if you don't scream at the seventh time and you still go very calm, your child will somehow be able to like follow or play along and all of that. I don't know. But for me, I feel like I'm not sure I'm going to be able to on a very, very serious and honest discussion now. I feel like if I don't get to that point of I want to raise my voice or something, or be very firm about what I want, she may not listen to me. So if I want to embrace this Western part, is when I'm doing the talking from the beginning. Then I switch to my natural, that's my natural state. I switch to my natural state, which is the part where I let her know that, hello, I'm your mother. When I tell you to do something, you do it. But mommy, why now? But mommy, but please, me, I'm done with it. Because for her, she asks you why. You tell her because never ends. And she has not done what you told her to do. See when. So that's why the question came to my mind. And you've actually done justice to it. Balancing it is the most important thing. And the fact that we as Black people are very resilient and we're able to pass it on to our children also helps them to make wise decisions. Somebody was saying one time that when we say we want to embrace the Western culture of raising, I mean, the way they raise their children, can we also look at it that all these other things that we are so exposed to now, to see that the Western culture accepts, for example, gay, lesbianism, and all these other things, they've been there all along. But we were not exposed to it because where we are, they are forcing us to know that, okay, these are the religious beliefs that you need to focus your life and everything about you on. While they were busy doing their soft method, and then the children had a lot of opportunity to pick on this one. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to become. And then there's nothing anybody can do about it at this point. So if we also choose to go through that route, are we not leading our children to this same path? You get what I mean? So yeah, thank you so much. Now there are beliefs, there are thoughts that some of our parents grew us with.
Alexa, play white noise.
Sorry. There are some like cultural beliefs and practices that our parents probably even unintentionally grew us up with, and a lot of us are probably already passing it on to our children now. How do you think that these things have emotional or psychological effects on us as adults, and then we are passing it on to our children as well now, and then it will also have the same, so to say, effects that could probably damage their identity or something in that line. I hope I'm able to put my question correctly.
I think I understand what
Yeah.
you're asking. So yeah, we sometimes I look at myself, the shouting part, we picked it up from our parents. Sometimes I said there was a day I said, can't you just do like your brother? I felt bad. That is something that is normal in Nigeria or Africa generally. So, but those things there's no way it will definitely have negative effects on us. That's just it. From Nigeria, we were taught, oh, you need to respect people. You need to do this. You need to fear, not even respect, fear. We fear our elders. We fear, and that's why sometimes you go for interview, you're so scared, you're so timid, you cannot speak out, you cannot, and those things can limit you. So the same way, there are a lot of things. We should be kind to ourselves as parents. We pick these things up, but there's something like unlearning.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had to get a coach. So I have a friend that she's like my, how do I put it? I just tell her like she's my go-to. She does a lot of gentle parenting. I don't do gentle parenting. I've tried it. I'm trying my best, but I would not. But she does gentle parenting and I love it. But I'm trying to also incorporate that. So I go to her, and anytime I misbehave with my children, then I reflect, just like what you said, which I've been told that's a good trait. That means that you are in the right direction. You know when you're wrong. So I go to her and I'm like, oh, I fucked up. But I know that it's from Nigeria. Like it's from the way I've also been trained. You understand? But it has negative effects. My child, so my 7-year-old has to, in UK they have 2 teachers, like the assistant teacher and the main teacher. So the main teacher is quite strict. It goes to a faith-based school, a private faith-based school. So they are quite strict compared to the other school. So the first teacher is quite strict. And the second teacher is the Oyinbo type, like she's very nice. And so sometimes I shout, and then my son said, and he always complains about the other teacher. He's like, I don't like her. She's too mean, mom. She's too mean. And it started affecting him. Like my son loves to go to school, and sometimes like I don't even want to go to school. But then one day, then he talks well about the other teacher. He said, Miss Farhana, she's so wonderful. I love her. She's so nice. And if she tells me to do something, like so one day I was shouting and I was in my tiger mom mode, and then he said, oh, why are you behaving like Miss Aziz? So that's the other teacher. And I'm like, okay. Then I said, the children will see you in this light. They will not be your friend. Their mental health, the children abroad, their mental health is already on the verge. Like these children go through a lot. Even as adults, we know the racism, all subtle jabs, all those things, all those sorts, it even affects you, but you try to, because of the resilience you've built from Nigeria. But you see, children, they go through a lot in school. They go through their color, their hair, everything. There's a lot going on in school that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
As GPs, we even hear like people say a lot of things and you're like, wow. So there's a lot that is going on. And we don't want to add to it for these children. We want to make the home a safe haven for them.
Yeah.
We want them to see you as someone they can talk to, someone they can pour out their emotions. Now imagine you tiger mom all the time. Who are they going to talk to? So this is why I tell myself, anytime I'm very angry, I'm at the verge of shouting, I just calm down and be like, okay, they will be scared of me.
Yeah. So
all those things we picked up from Africa, if it's possible, you see, training children abroad is intentional. Like you have to be intentional. It's not like Nigeria. Nigeria, the society will train them. One auntie on the streets will say, why you this boy? Why are you doing this? It's not like that. So if I see a child train tantrum, if you like, be beating your mommy on the street, it's not my business. So here, nobody's going to train your child for you. In school, if your child is badly behaved, they just put your child with other badly behaved children in a group, and it continues that way. They will not touch your child. It's good if your child is well behaved. That's when they continue and be training that child. But badly behaved children are put in a group. They continue low grades. They continue like that, have that identity, and that's the way they go. So nobody's going to train your child for you. You have to be intentional. You have to unlearn. If you've picked up a trait from home that is, that this thing is going to affect you, unlearn. Look for someone. If it's a coach, reflect on how can I do this better. So it's important. That's why I believe. Yeah, it's important that we throw away those negative traits if we can. But at the same time, be kind to yourself. We are all trying as moms abroad. We are trying. I will give it to anybody that we are trying. We are doing a lot. So be kind to yourself. But at the same time, try to unlearn those negative traits if it's possible.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for that response. I want to move on to another question now, and it's about discussions or talking about race and identity. When is the appropriate time to introduce such discussions to one's children as an expert now? Can you enlighten us on that?
Okay. So again, I'll say children are different. But at the same time, I would say even as little as 3-year-olds, they've started understanding these things. When my child was 3 years in nursery, he came home to me one day and said, "Oh, do you know why am I bald? Because most you say, why am I bald? Why can't my skin be like this?" When I had my third baby, my child was going to be 4, and he saw, because they have darker skin like me, but a newborn baby will be
fair
fresh,
at the beginning. Yeah.
And they came to the hospital and they saw the baby and they're like, "Oh my, it's so beautiful." And I'm like, what? So as small as 3 years, you can, as little as even 2 years, let them start understanding their identity. Let them start, let them be proud of you first. You, because what I've noticed is when people come abroad, they tend to just forget about Nigeria culture and just, you see them bashing Nigeria. I will never bash Nigeria in front of my children. No, I know Nigeria, they are not like, we are at a stage where, but I will never I will never talk down on my country in front of them. So as little as 2 years old, start telling them you're from, like, some people, if you want to, you can even speak your language. If you can't speak your language at home, let them eat your food. Start telling them, start making it look like this is, we are proud of, like, make them know that we are proud. You also be proud of your culture. Then let them start seeing it, so they know that they don't start feeling. Imagine you're talking down on your country in front of your 5-year-old, and so they'll be like, "Why am I from there? Why is mommy from there?" So let them know as little as 2 years old. Start telling them your skin is beautiful. Your hair is beautiful the way it is. You are beautiful. Give them mentors. Let them see people. Create a community for yourself. Do you see this? He's also black. We are all, just start telling them, incorporating it, everything you do. I sometimes we sit down, me and my children, we'll start Googling, like, I'll start showing them 5 places in Lagos. See, then they say, "How will we go to Nigeria? This is so fun." So make them understand. Our culture is beautiful. Our identity. Let them, as little as 2 years old. So I that's why I have to say, as little as 2 years old, or as far as you know that this child can understand or is already showing some signs of, start. Don't wait till when they're 10 years and no going back.
I mean, they would have even learned maybe the false identity before then from people outside and all of that. I know that there's my daughter would say that sometimes in the kindergarten they call the people with the black skin, or maybe other children also, they call them shit. They use the language here to call them shit. And I tell her, if anybody calls you that, you face the person and you tell them, you are not allowed to call me that.
Exactly.
Be very firm about it. If the person doesn't stop, you go to your teacher and you report the person to them. But make sure that you don't just let them say it to you and then you come home and tell me, "Mama, no, we're not doing that." You are telling the person, you are not allowed to call me that.
Exactly.
She was even telling me that, can she call the person shit in turn? I said, no, you don't need to.
Exactly.
You don't need to do that. Just make sure you tell the person, no, you are not allowed. You're not allowed. I made her say it over and over after me so that she can also remember to say that. And then there was a day she told me that somebody said so to her. I said, so what did you say? She said, I told him, you are not allowed to call me that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these are the things that help them build their confidence. They say that a lot of black children are strong-willed and all of that. It's just because they have to fight through a lot of racism. I'm going to come to that question now. How should we respond as parents when our children come to us and they tell us that, I mean, I just said my own personal response to it, but I would like to hear from you what you think should be the response to such situations. Some people say that they will go to the school, they'll go and show them and all of that. But for me, I feel like this is it's not a teacher thing, in the situation where maybe it's the teacher that is showing the racism to them. Maybe I would go and approach the teacher and let them know that I don't enjoy what you are doing. But now I want you to, because I could also be wrong, or I could be going through the wrong method. So let's hear from you as a practitioner in that line. How should you respond to such situation?
So I wanted to ask you, do you live in the UK?
No, I live in Germany.
So things may be a bit different.
Yeah, because we even have a different language here.
Exactly. Yeah. Number one, I'll say that may depend on our individual personality.
Yeah.
You see, it may depend on our individual personality. Some people are very like if you do this to my child, I'll do like that. And some people are more calm. So there's no right or wrong. But you see, for the UK,
sorry. Please mute. Please everyone mute so that's good. Thank you. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, that's fine. So I was saying there's no right or wrong way of doing these things, but you need to understand where you are. You need to understand how things are done. In the UK, first to report is the winner. You understand? you need to be proactive. You see, at work, if you ask anybody living in the UK, if somebody does something to you, don't look away, escalate it, because that person will escalate it, and you will now be the bad person, and the person is the victim.
Great.
So for me, living in the UK, if my child tells me a particular child has said this, and that's like, and it is clear racism, I would follow what you said. I would tell them, you need to stand up to yourself. You need to stand up for yourself. You need to talk back. When somebody says something bad, you need to let them know that you cannot bully me. You cannot do this. That's what I tell my children. You don't you talk back. You say your own. Don't fight. Don't beat anybody, but talk. Tell them, let them know, so that next time they know that this is not someone I go to. Then if you still continue, report to your teacher. But I will still go to the school and let them know. Because this place, something may happen. Why I said, so that there's evidence. That's one. Because so that there's evidence that I've reported. Something may happen. They may push your child, and your child like pushes back or something. Or because they've attached aggressiveness to the black child or the black people, even adults. Then your child, they may say, your child pushed someone. They turn it around. You can ask anyone, any parents in the UK. They turn. I'm sorry to say this. They turn things around here.
Wow.
So it may get to that point, or the person says something to your child, and your child gets pushed to that level and does something or says something back. And because they're able to communicate better than your child, they're more bold. That's just the truth, because that's how they're being raised. Then your child becomes the victim. They become the victim, and your child is the one at fault. If you had evidence, then there's something to go back. They had done this to my child before. So I would say, still go to the school, let them know, because that is the evidence. But at the same time, arm your child with what to use the next time. Talk back. Don't keep quiet. Don't let them say bad things to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Somebody is also putting in the comment section, Lola, this parenting thing is hard and simple at the same time. If you don't like how certain things were done to you as a child, maybe don't repeat them. Simple. We shouldn't sprinkle culture on what is obviously wrong. And talking about reporting, I think, in Germany, the foreigner that's able to properly explain using the German language is the winner.
Here as well. It's you that you're able to talk that you are the winner in this place.
I think for a lot of people in Germany, it's the language barrier that makes a lot of people keep quiet. As long as it's not like where somebody beat my child or something, let's just leave it. Okay, sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba. I don't know. Sorry for the sake of people that are probably also going to watch the video. I mean, I'm just saying that it's like the least thing to worry about and all of that when there's no physical abuse or whatever in that line. But like you said, we should not also don't make it look small when it could actually be used in the bigger picture later on. When there's an issue, quickly let them know that, okay, so thing is wrong, and my child reported so thing to me. She didn't like it, so I thought to bring it to your notice as calmly as possible, so that we're not also showing them that we're ready for war.
Exactly.
when they have not launched the war.
Don't bring Nagatsu.
Exactly. Don't bring Nagatsu to a knife fight. I'll be to a needle fight safe.
Needle fight. Exactly.
Yeah, something in that line. So thank you very much. I want to also mention that in the case of, we want to raise our children to be confident. And it's good to have community of we are talking about Black people now, to have a Black community. But I'm thinking also in the line of religious centers, for lack of better ways to put that. Do you think that religious centers can also help in shaping the children's confidence, or there's no role, or it's not playing any role at all?
It plays, maybe because I'm a religious person, but even remove the fact that I'm religious, it plays a major role, if you ask me. If I would say, if you're a Christian or a Muslim, you need to incorporate that, especially in this place. Let them know that there's a God. Let them know that there's someone to run to. It improves, it gives them that confidence, like there's something to hold on to. That helps a lot of people, even us as adults. I would say sometimes when things happen, because I just look at all these people and I'm like, like when you are in crisis, even if it's just that thought of, oh, I have somebody to go back, I have somebody to lean on, is there. I don't have to take sertraline. That's many people, they are on antidepressants. They're doing therapy. I'm not saying therapy is good, but our own religion is our therapy, is our CBT. That's what helps. That's what helps us as a people. Compared to, like, that religion, I would even, now that I'm here, I even think it's more important here than Nigeria. Because that community, they see people that like them. They see, when you create that community, they go there. If you're a Christian, they go to church on Sundays. They see Black people like them. They see happy people. The church is happy. Everybody's dancing. They're happy. So there's that think that, oh, I'm from this, I have that community.
Yeah.
And it also, church, you can use it to create like programs. Mosque, you can use it to, you can say, oh, boys club, football club. So in that manner, you're bringing people that have the same thoughts as your child, that have the same upbringing as your child.
Yeah.
Coming together. So they see those people, and it's not just, oh, I'm the only Black person. And so I think religion is very important in the Western world.
Thank you so much. Religious community is a safe space. Yeah, somebody also is commenting that the religious community is a safe space for kids. Yeah. So I hope that we will all also be able to make use of these opportunities around us to groom our children to be better persons too. I have one question, maybe before the last one. You mentioned at the beginning that you work with children in the broad category 5 to 10, maybe a little bit larger, and talking about creating a community for them to have mentors apart from their parents. Have you come in contact with children who are maybe not emotionally settled or emotionally or psychologically settled at any point?
A lot. And so I would say it's from the point of being a doctor and also from the point of working with children.
Yeah.
There are a lot of children that are not emotionally settled. I will tell you, children as young as 6 years here, both Black and white, they actually say it's that, like, they show suicidal intent.
But what is the cause?
So again, for white children it's different. For Black children it's different. For Black children, because we are like Black here. For Black children, it's a lot. It is a lot. Black children go through it. I've said it before. Black children go through a lot in school. We don't know. So today we went to the store while coming from work. I went to the store, bought some things. We got back. And so there's a group of white children just at the back of our house. They come out, they play. Sometimes my children also play with them. So my child was like, oh, see my friends. Can I take some things to them? So I just gave him, like, okay, go and give them. Guess what? I was watching. So it was there. Guess what one of them did? So, and that same boy, I've noticed that a lot of times he's always moving away from my children. Like when they go to ride bikes, he moves away and things. So it was crepes. He took the crepes, opened it, poured it on the floor and stepped on it. So, and I'm like, wow, I'm here and my child is experiencing this.
So what if I was not even there?
So you can imagine what they go through in school. They go through a lot of things in school. And that's why I said, if there's something you've picked up from Nigeria and you think is affecting your parenting here, there's going to have emotional negative impact on your child. You need to stop it. Because no matter the stress you're going through, no matter how much, if your child is not emotionally stable, it's nothing. So they go through a lot. Their skin color, a lot. If you speak to a lot of Black children, they do not like the skin color. They want to be like, they don't understand. That's just it. Yeah. They want to be like their white friend, especially females. They want to have that long hair. They want to have like fresh, no blemish skin, white skin. So you have a lot to do as a Black parent. It's not every time chasing money. That's what I tell people. I know it's not easy, but and you also as a parent, you have to be emotionally stable. You cannot give from what you don't have. That's just you have to be emotionally stable. You have to forget when you're at work, be at work. When you're at home, be at home. I know it's not an easy thing, but if you can, make sure you're not bringing work home. Make sure, because it's a lot. You have to be stable. There are a lot of things. You are tired, you are this. Your child wants to tell you something. I don't even have any best friend in that school. Don't push it away. You're a tired mom. I've been working since morning. What's my business with you not having any best friend? Don't think that they're seeking attention. Even if they are, there's a reason that child is seeking attention. That's the time to put all those things. Put your phone down. If you don't press phone, you'll not die. Put your phone down. Go and sit down with that child. Yeah, tell me, why don't you have friends? Then build their confidence. Build their confidence. You need to talk. Little thing, don't let it go unnoticed. Because these are things that will that will start building their emotion. These are things that will influence how they will handle situations. These are things, if you keep suppressing these things, if you work 12-hour shifts, you come home, you're tired, the dad too is tired, everybody's tired. The mother and the father, they are not in the same direction. Dad is here, mom, you need to work hand in hand. To make that emotional stability is very important, because what will happen is the child goes out of the house to look for love, because there's no love at home. There's nobody listening to me at home. Then the love outside is not the good love. Then they start picking up things. They're not happy. They find out that there's no even love outside. Then they feel sad. They start getting depressed. They start thinking of taking paracetamol overdose. That is it. It's happening. As little as 10 years, they're taking paracetamol overdose.
To feel better.
To kill themselves. I tell you. To kill themselves. Yes. They will take a lot of paracetamol. They start and they would want to kill themselves. So it's a lot because there's no, oh, why do I look like this? Nobody to give them that answer. Why am I different? Why is my own hair? Why am I bald? Why is my hair so thick? Why is my skin like this? Why don't I have blonde hair? Why don't I have, you see, that is it. They start, and you are not there to give them the answer. You are not there to buy those books and read them together.
Yeah.
You are not there to tell them, look at this person that is black. Look at what this person has done to the world. Look at how this person, I tell you, my child likes football. I had to check. I don't like football. I don't even know anything about football like that. But I had to start learning. And I take Bukayo Saka. I stalk his Instagram. Anytime I say, look. Then he said, oh, then we start checking his Instagram. See, he's black. He's this. See what he's achieved. Look for mentors. You can just Google, check on YouTube. And the good thing is, when you're abroad, you have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Check YouTube. There's no my data is going. Check black people that have done great things in the world. Watch it together. Let them say, oh, children are curious. It's what you are feeding them with that they would learn.
Yeah.
But if you don't do all these things and they feel like nobody to give me answer, maybe this job. One of my friends' children one day said he was eating paper. I think he was 7 then, and he was eating paper. I'm like, why are you eating paper? Do you know what he said? I'm a black child. That's why. It's because I'm like this. That's why I can do it. All this kind of like what he was trying to say is, this is the way I am. I have to eat paper. I have to misbehave because then we sat him down. What do you mean you're a black? What do you mean? That is black. Daddy is a healthcare professional. Is it not helping the world? Your mommy is a doctor. Do you know how many people she's treating, helping? This is we had to start taking those because that's what they are made to believe in school. That's what happens in school. You said teachers are not in the UK. I would say that subtle racism is there. Teachers of this. They already have it in mind that the average black children will not do well. So you have to make your child see those things. A lot of times, these children will say, "I'm not even good at anything."
Yeah.
Drop that phone. That is the time to drop your phone. Leave Instagram. Leave Facebook. Sit down with that child. You understand? Sit down. What do you mean you're not good at anything? What's the meaning of that? You're good at maths. Even if the child is not good at maths, start hyping the child.
Yeah.
Hype them. That's what I've noticed. If you say you are naughty, if you keep saying you are naughty, your child will start saying I'm naughty and will start behaving in a naughty way. You can say, oh, why are you behaving naughty today? Do you understand? Make them think what you want your child to be. That's what you should start saying. You're very good at. I tell my son, he said, I'm not good at comprehension. Then I started hyping him. I said, see, you got this question. We clap. You're so good. But you need time. You need to also be emotionally stable. Men, please help your wife. This is not Nigeria. It's not even because it's for your own children too. The man is on this side, the woman, we need to come together. We need to come together. There's a lot of intentionality with parenting abroad. There's a lot, but we need to try. Please, we need to try.
Thank you so much. I exhausted you have answered all the questions on my list. So I'll go to the questions from, there's a question in the chat. Does regular visitation to one's home country help in building confidence?
I would say yes, but don't kill yourself. Because it's expensive. Let's be realistic. If you have 3 children, you have 2 children, you're going to pay for your own flights. Then you have to now start moving about, making money, leaving them. You understand? Because you want to visit that they will. I know it helps, but I feel like 2 weeks. What I do, you understand? If you have the money, absolutely. But I feel like it's very expensive to do it all like every year. Often. If you have the money, and it's not the money that you are chasing the money and leaving the children
at the end of the day. So
do you understand? What I do that I like weekends, we have to call their cousins. We call their cousins, call grandma, call this one, and we talk. If maybe in the future when we are very buoyant, we can. I absolutely agree that it will, build confidence. But at the same time, being realistic, it may not be for a lot of people. So you can devise other means like making sure you're still deep rooted. You're calling your parents, you're calling your cousins, and things like that. So, yeah.
Okay, great. And maybe also speaking the mother tongue.
Yeah.
When they make these conversations as well with family members.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I don't know if there's anybody who has questions or contributions. Any question? Any contribution? Okay, I believe that Dr. Yetunde has done great justice and all our questions has been answered. That's why there's no question from every other person. Thank you so much. Should I wait a little bit more?
It's okay.
Or not? we have actually run out of time, but
And I just want to commend you as well. This is great. So I knew about the platform from my friend, but I kept on procrastinating that I would. So, but this made me go and I watched it, and it was very, very, very educating, very enlightening. Well done. I think you're doing such an amazing job. And
thank
guys,
you.
listen to those things. If you are cooking, listen. They're quite therapeutic. You learn a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a means of unlearning quite a number of things.
Yeah.
Picking up new behaviors and all of that.
Hi, I have a question. Thank you, our guest speaker. I've learned a lot from you today. It's been really, really informative. My question is centered towards having a child with special needs abroad. For example, you have an autistic child that cannot talk and being bullied, and you need to, of course, you can't see everything because if the child is not communicating to you, you cannot see. But sometimes when you see things like that, do you think it's something to go to the teachers or something to talk to them about that? Because the reason why I said so is that sometimes I'm always scared because my child is autistic, is 5 years old and is not talking. And sometimes I'm so scared that I hope it's not like when I go and talk, then they become so bad, start behaving really badly to him. In fact, I won't lie to you, I'm so tempted to actually put a camera on him to see what's going on every day. And I know because of the fact that we are abroad, it's not really allowed, and you understand these laws and
data protection and all of that.
Yeah, data, yeah. So I'm so tempted because sometimes I just feel some people could be doing things today, just like we said. Today we are on vacation at the moment, and he was playing somewhere, and he likes pressure, water pressure. So he stayed somewhere, and he was holding his hand towards water, and he liked the pressure. And two white kids just came because they saw that he was there. They just wanted to disturb him. You know, I kept waiting to see what will happen, and they were just blocking the water and also looking at him, blocking the water and looking at him. I had to then talk and speak that it's not fair. He got here first and he's been playing with this, and they left. So that kind of broke my heart, you know, when that happened. You know, for me as a parent, and I know sometimes with teachers too, it could happen from, you know, sometimes I see some of these things happen. Do you think it's best to then approach these educators, or do you think it's just best for one to keep quiet and not say anything?
Mom, well done. You're doing a great job raising your kid. I will say, is in Nigeria that if I do something, they will. Here, maybe, I don't know, but I want to think that it will be like that in Germany because it's not a third world country. It's a Western world. They see the way they take, if you go and talk in that school, they will not do anything to your child, though. That, at least from what I know in the UK. No, you need to advocate for your child. Okay, don't think that they will do something to your child. You need to advocate. And as moms, our instincts most of the time can be right. Sometimes it may be that you're like, I just wanted to ask about the children. Those children that blocked him, how old were they?
About 10 years old. They are a little bit older. So I know it might not be racism, right? It could just be that they were just
trying to play with him.
No. You know, they were just being, you know, looking at him and giving him this mean look. It could be that they're just trying to bully him because he's a younger kid. You know, so for me to see something like that happen in my presence, it broke my heart. And you know, he can't speak for himself. He's not the aggressive autistic child. He's a very subtle. He just will sometimes walk away, or you know, at some point he was just waiting for the water to come. You know, the fact that seeing things like that, I can't say, oh, this is what you tell them. You know, it puts me on edge. I am always so concerned about what's going to happen to him. You understand? As far the racism, the fact that he's black, the fact that he's a boy, and you know, the bullying and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say you need to advocate for your child. I don't know how it works here, but I don't know how it works in Germany, but in the UK, if your child has autism or anything relating to that, your GP, your health visitor, your the teachers in school, it may not be the teacher in your child's class, but they have like special needs educators or counselors, so they work hand in hand. Do you understand? Then I wanted to ask, does he go to a mainstream school?
The way it works here in Germany is that it's until you're 5 years old, you go to another school. So we are preparing for him to go to a school for kids with special needs. But at the moment, it's still in the kindergarten.
Yeah.
And there's no preschool facility for them in Germany for kids with special needs. So they have to still spend the preschool in the kindergarten until then they start the first class. Yeah.
Okay. So, but I would still say that advocate for your child. It's not Nigeria. If you talk, don't be aggressive, let them know. So here in the UK, what it is, compose a very, there's a British way of writing that is gbas, but it's subtle.
It's subtle.
You have to learn it if you want to survive here.
My husband calls it diplomatic.
Yes, because that's the way they are. They will be giving it to you, but you cannot say, they're giving it to me because, but you know. So the same way, you don't have to go there physically, because you may start, they are soft spoken, but we tend to speak louder. So it will be as if they can even start crying. So don't go and meet them. What you can do, you can compose an email. You can even ask ChatGPT, compose a something like that for me. Tell ChatGPT what's going on. You will see. Find response, edit it. So you can send an email to them. Tell them that it's really affecting you. It's even affecting your mental health. That's what they don't want to hear in this place. They will quickly do something. Tell them that you feel like things are happening in the school that may be impacting on your child. If you have an example, say that example. Tell them your grievances in an email. Don't abuse them. Don't even go and meet them, because when you meet them, it can turn to fight. So send them an email and keep the trail of the email. Let them hear what they have to say. But don't believe that when you say something, they're going to. It's not Nigeria. It's in Nigeria that works. We are in the Western world, thank God. So they will not pick on your child and keep. Tell them, let them know. So don't advocate for him. You are the one that can advocate for him, and you need to start learning how to. You need to speak up for him. Yeah, and well done. You're doing a great job, an amazing job already. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't know if there's any other person with question or anybody with contribution. None. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Yetunde. It's been so nice having you for the past almost 1 hour now. A 30 minutes call, a 30 minutes meeting. But yeah, we always enjoy ourselves, I believe, and that's why we stay a little bit longer, sometimes really much longer, just to clear our doubts or to get answers to questions that may be bothering us. Thank you so much. It's been very, very insightful having you. I mean, for someone who is really knowledgeable in terms of the mental and health well-being of children, we've learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. It's very important for us to communicate with our children, make our home a safe space for the children. And it's also very important for us as parents to unlearn habits or behaviors that could cause emotional damage to our children. And I put a few things down that is also, I mean, as early as 2 years, you can already start teaching your children to understand their identity, and it's not enough. And it's not every time chasing money. I had to write that down. For the people that are career parents and all of that. It's not all about chasing money. We need to be emotionally stable as well as parents. It's what we have that we can project to the children. When we are depressed as parents, we automatically project depression onto our children. Where we feel as parents that we are not enough, we project that to our children as well, and they begin to feel that they are not enough. We also need to make sure that our children communicate more with our, say, family members back home to create the communication that they need when we cannot really, I mean, looking at the fact that funding traveling home may not be a very realistic option. So yeah, I have learned so much from you today. I would say balance is key. Balance is key. Let's not forget that. Balance is key. Yeah, I mean, I had to do a lot of writing today. Yeah, thank you so much. God bless you. It's been really fun. It's been very educative for me, and I believe for every other person. For anyone who still has questions, I think you can also put it under the comment section when we post the picture and the videos on the YouTube and Instagram pages. That way, it's also very, very educative for other people. When the videos also come out, please let's also like and share with other people so that other parents are also informed. Yeah, we'll be drawing the curtains today on the discussion about raising Black kids. I hope that everyone has enjoyed it as much as I have. Thank you so much, Dr. Olaniyi. I don't know if you have any parting words for us on.
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. It's
thank
been
you for coming.
Nice talking here, meeting everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and dialogue with you. Thank you so much. And everyone, all parents are doing amazing work already. Just continue. May God help us to raise good children that will continue to be the coolness of our eyes.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I feel like saying a million thank you.
No, thank you too. Thank you.
We look forward to more partnership and continuous relationship.
Yeah.
Thank you.